have to be touched on. I think in a lot of intellectual circles, any damn way, people who undoubtedly have taken, somewhat of a notice with the constant influx of, undoubtedly black people that have been killed unjustifiably by homicide. Even when they've taken note of these killings that took place, by these race soldiers, how many times that, that they got away with doing it or whatever. I think a lot of people kind of fell off, with looking a little deeper with who was behind it, and how did this shit actually damn took place. One of the people that I noticed that was involved, that's now trending throughout local news, I'm pretty sure that it'll hit an international level pretty soon, but it's the Fraternal Order.
Word, juice feeders, liberatum. You can already see what the fuck going on with this right here. See this 5-pointed star with this Masonic handshake on it, with the FOP. See that all-seeing eye right there? Okay, this is the thing about the fact the FOP. The FOP, is a group, it's an organization of rogue cops. Motherfucking rogue cops, that's who they are. Like whenever that you see that, somebody's killed by law enforcement unjustifiably, and whenever that they get paid administrative leave, 9 times out of motherfucking 10, the way that they do it through the FOP.
Yeah.
See, the Fraternal Order of Police, it's a fraternal organization. They consist of sworn law enforcement officers in the United States. Now, it reports that the membership is over 325,000 members, organized in 21 local chapters. So you got over 325,000 rogue, asshole, dick in the booty ass officers that exist in this world. And they operate through the FOP. This is a very serious group. A group that has been known, for bullying their way throughout law enforcement. This is the group, that's like an offshoot. Like the feds can't pick up these cases, the state bureau can't pick up these cases, even if you was to take it to, current affairs or whatever, that should be debunked quickly due to the power and the magnitude of the FOP. Now I'm gonna let you check out this article, right? Kind of strange because I seen this on local news, and this article was basically explaining how that the FOP would be coming to Charlotte, North Carolina, by way of them using officers that's coming from Raleigh, North Carolina, which Raleigh is the capital. Word, juice feeders, liberatum.
See, I'm gonna tell you, right, a lot of people, they kind of failed with speaking on the FOP after seeing a lot of the unjustifiable homicides that was taking place with black people or whatever, and they were seeing it. They got frustrated by it. They continued to pump it throughout the media, because if you remember, I'm gonna say every bit about, I'm gonna take it back to about like 10 and a half months ago. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right at 10 months. Okay, so like right around that marker, if you remember, you couldn't help but, flipping through the channels or flipping through your news feed or whatever blogs that you were a part of on social media, you couldn't help but seeing where as a black person was killed by the police. And when you seen that, right, it was like it was one after the next. It just kept happening. It became, to the point where it was bi-weekly, the weekly, the motherfucking weekly, the daily. And when it was taking place, a lot of these officers that was actually getting off, that got off, at the time, the way that they were able to not face incarceration, but the way that they were able to maintain their jobs, and the way that they were able to actually leave the county, that they were assigned in or that they worked for, and then went to another county and then got employment as a police officer again. They did it by way of this organization of this fraternal order that's called the Fraternal Order of Police.
You can already see what the fuck going on with this right here. See this 5-pointed star with this Masonic handshake on it, with the FOP. See that all-seeing eye right there? Okay, this is the thing about the fact the FOP. The FOP.
And I'm going to show you a few articles that actually came that was in reference to the FOP and how this shit actually went down, right? Now, do the one. On August 27, 2017, as the FOP was holding this annual conference at the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center. Now, this was in Nashville, Tennessee. Protesters compared the FOP to the damn Ku Klux Klan. They put up banners on interstate overpasses. One of them read, "The Grand Wizards to Grand Lodges, white supremacy by another name." Now, being that they actually stated this, you know, like in bold motherfucking letters, putting these shits like on bridges and shit once that people rode through and looked at the overpasses or whatever. This is the message that was sent out by a fraternity, by a clique, by a group of officers that I'm stating to you once again that was rogue, and that is rogue as a motherfucker. Now, on September 18th, 2009, at the Providence Journal, they reported that the Fraternal Order of Police represented several Rhode Island police departments that had solicited donations from city massage parlors or spas. So these watchdog groups claim that these massage parlors were nothing but fronts for prostitution. Now, this is as if, you know, that these motherfucking road cops allowed for this shit to take place and they was getting the proceeds from it. Now, on the 27th of 2017, as the FOP was holding this annual conference at the Gaylord Opryland, the same joint that I just read to you or whatever, you know, speaking in reference to these grand wizards to the lodges or whatever. See, this is the participation that takes place. These are the type of people, you know what I'm saying, that now you will have more than motherfucking reason to believe throughout all of these different badges, throughout all of these different representational banners or whatever that you will see. These are all patches. These are people on a unified level collectively that are a part of the FOP. Now, the one that you see in the middle, the one that you see in the middle, the yellow and blue one that I just had on the screen, that's the most current one. That's the one that they use today. Now, this fraternal order that I'm telling you about, right? 325,000 members were organized in over 2,100 local chapters, meaning that these are people that are putting in money together. These are people that are part of different Masonic orders as well. You know, the FOP, it got subordinate lodges, you know what I'm saying? And they like trade unions, full service member representations, all of this shit, Easter Seals, Special Olympics. See, they fund all of that because of all of the low-key, rogue, disrespectful things that are actually done to people and the families that are victimized by the efforts that they undoubtedly put a lot into. You know, they are still agonizing about family members that are killed, and nothing is done about what took place. You know, sometimes a check is written or whatever. You know, you already can look at the percentage of the amount of money out of on how less that the damn check is worth in comparison to a person's life, but they give you a percentage of that. Whereas they sell organs and every damn thing, you know, they dress the body up, make it look real good or whatever, you know what I'm saying, pay for some shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying. They do that, dress it up in the whole fucking nine, print articles and shit that, you know what I'm saying, that they blast from reporters on local news or whatnot, but that within itself does not bring the person back, thus leading that these same people, the same organization that originated out of fucking Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying, by two Pittsburgh patrol officers, the dude Martin Toole and Delbert Nagel. Now, do the knowledge, right? The 21 other members of the Pittsburgh police, they met on May 14th in 1915, establishing this fraternal order, the first fraternal order local from the Fort Pitt Lodge. Now, this shit is what's crazy, right? Now that I think about it and I read it, because like a while ago when I first read this shit, right, and my first impression about the whole Pittsburgh thing, you know, kind of brought forth a lot of connectivity to what I was making an attempt prior to now to explain about the hackers and the level of the hackers and actually where they're from and what position that they actually are in. And I also, you know, kind of highlighted, you know, kind of lightly or whatever about a certain hockey team or whatever that was from Pittsburgh. But we'll get to that, you know what I'm saying, in a later date or whatever. But anyway, this union was like the anti-union sentiment, right? And it's like with this whole fucking shit, when they was talking about the mayor, the council, they had many things adjusted that was unable to present it in any other way. See, the FOP is a part of a deeper council. It's a part of a deeper clique of politicians, city commissioners, of people who fund this money in order to cover up shit undoubtedly that we see now throughout mainstream media that affects black people and that continue to fucking plague ghettos and fucking neighborhoods, right? I'm telling you, right? It was like in 1918, it was decided that the order should become a national organization. Now, the order's constitution stated that the race, creed, or color shall not be no bar. Now, that's some other shit too. Because if you think about it, right, when they stated this within the fucking order or whatever, it's kind of strange and unusual that only black people, melanated people, are the people that are actually seeing a constant and large motherfucking influx, you know what I'm saying, with these damn killings. Oh yeah, and the thing about, your question in reference to are they everywhere? Yeah, it's different chapters of it, similar to of on how the Masonic lodges most definitely meet up. What I'm definitely going to do, which I think that will be helpful too. I'm a most definitely state all of them, and the reason why that I'm gonna do it, right? Because a lot of these organizations, by people who are curious, like each and every one of you now that are tuned into the video, you should actually Google it and look a little deeper into it and see where that these chapters are set up. And then you may just be able to correlate and give reasoning behind why so many black people got killed by the damn police. And then you also can look at who the officers were, pretty much who did the damn killing. And you also can look at if these same officers are currently employed within the law enforcement field, or if these officers within itself have actually not attended court, or you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like on some real shit. I mean, like, we have to look at it for what it's worth, because it's a lot of them that, like I say, are just in different neighboring counties working as police officers. They could be working as security guards. Nevertheless, they still have the potentiality, and legally they still can carry a firearm, which in fact puts them in position as well to continue legally and rightfully to be able to do whatever the fuck that they want to do as far as killing another damn black person. Now, it's crazy. And you're exactly right. They are exactly like lodges. That's what they actually call them within the articles, you know what I'm saying, throughout many of the articles that I looked through or whatever, just in briefing, and this was out of Youngstown, Ohio. And this is the funny thing about it, right, that I look at. Like when I was younger, my grandmother, she came up through like the Slavic era, my great grandmother anyway, but her daughter, my grandmother, she used to tell me stories and stuff or whatnot. And when she used to narrate, when she had to like, clean white people houses and stuff like that, because there wasn't no other jobs available other than textiles and things of that nature that were, in fact, for men, black men, working for the railroad or whatever. She used to speak highly about John F. Kennedy. And I always used to wonder about that, why he got assassinated, et cetera, et cetera. See, John F. Kennedy is the one who opposed the creation of the Police Review Board. You understand what I'm saying? He was the one that did that because he knew about the FOP. He was getting close, what I'm saying, to, kind of, what I'm saying, looking deeper within who that these people were and of on the rogue acts that were taking place and who the officers were possibly that was involved, So it's crazy. And just like I'm nowhere around you, what you just stated in reference to it being a place to hang out and play games, drinking, etc. You're exactly right. That's what it's set up as. When you have a group of people who actually put money together and fund these type of events despite what else takes place, that undoubtedly is the center of on why that this event is taking place. Despite that, they still have the money, they'll still have the building, they got the numbers, they got the participants that will come, they have the people that put up money, they accept donations, and I'm pretty sure on a lot of their sites as well that they do have links that you can fucking click on, you know what I'm saying, and donate your money to this shit as well. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people knowingly do it, whereas I definitely can say I have reason to believe that there is in fact scores of people who do so blindly. I think that those people do so and they don't even know that they putting forth this money that's in fact going along with a part and parcel of basically unjustifiably killing a person, shooting down a person, but it being rightful only due to the fact that, you know, you have a badge. You know, that's the level that this shit is going to. But like I say, when my grandmother mentioned John F. Kennedy, you know what I'm saying, so much, I used to wonder like what was up with that, because despite, you know, what who says what about the man, you know, he was actually to the point where he was listening, you know, to the needs of black people while being presidential as well. His name held rank as far as his assassination and how it took place. I definitely believe, you know, I have reason to believe anyway. Now, this is just me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000, which I'm pretty sure that it has something to do with a series of these rogue officers. I feel like that they definitely had a hand in it. And the reason why did I say that, and just like what you're saying about the VFW and, you know, there being a bunch of, you know, old veterans hanging around, those same old veterans that you're talking about, I kind of feel like those are some of the same older people who may even been participants in a lot of the stuff that's taking place today, quote unquote, in whatever county that they live in or whatever adjacent county that's near there. I feel like a lot of this stuff and a lot of these cover-ups that have been taking place for like quite some time now, that they've pretty much got the people to believe what their first projection of it was, as far as looking at it as only being a place to go play games like on a recreational level, go play bid whiz, etc., etc. It's crazy, you know, how, you know, that a lot of people think that that's solely what takes place there, whereas there's a lot of ulterior things undoubtedly that does go on. Believe that right there. Like I say, people like the American Civil Liberties Union, you know, that clash with them or whatever throughout police brutality. We got to look at this shit, man, for what it's worth. You know, when you got people that volunteer to look up cases, you know, where people have been unjustifiably killed, you know, cases undoubtedly that are swept under the media. It's a lot of stuff that will be swept out of the media right now, you know, honestly, you know what I'm saying, as I speak. If it wasn't for someone actually having, you know, a telephone with them, them actually recording certain events, I think it's a lot of stuff that we wouldn't even know about, to tell you the truth. Like, seriously, it's a lot of stuff we wouldn't know about. There has been a lot of actual events that have taken place that involve black people who were unjustifiably, you know, fucked all the way up, beat to a damn pulp, eye hanging out the damn side of the skull, all type of shit, you know, shot dead in the street. I mean, we gotta look at shit like Amadou Diablo. We gotta look at how many times that he was shot, you know what I'm saying, up in New York, you know, on how that they made an attempt to make it seem like, you know, being that he was a foreigner or whatever, that he didn't know what was going on or he didn't understand them. All type of shit that they basically try to use to justify these killings that continue to take place. And what I'm saying is, like, just like in the article itself, when it's speaking about the eye of vigilance, the ever looking for danger and protecting all those under its care while they sleep or while awake, the clasp hands denote friendship. See, throughout the FOP, and them explaining that eye of vigilance and that clasp hand. See, I'm about to go back. I'm about to go back to a photo of the joint and show you from the FOP representation. And this is what they was talking about in reference to that closed hand right there, right here. And then this eye right here, you see with those clasp hands or whatever. You see the two that's at the bottom. Then you see right here cut in half. You see what I'm saying? This FOP. and that'll be the Federation of Police, or the Fraternal Order of Police. That's them. These are the people, like I say, that's a fucking like a fucking rogue ass fucking game. And see, when I put it out here, I want each and every one of you to research. I want you to look it up so we don't have like stuff like this right here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at it for what it's worth, and we're gonna have to pay more attention to the FOP, the workings of it, and how that they continue to cover up, you know what I'm saying, certain issues that take place and affect and impact black people as a whole.
Crenshaw and Tiffany Mitchell, they were there, and along with Tiffany's attorney, Peter Cohen, they say that they witnessed what happened that night. Tiffany, I want to start with you. You say that you did not see what led up to the shooting. When you showed up on the scene, the altercation was already in progress. But we have video that I believe you shot of what happened. Let's take a look at this and you can tell us what you saw. What is this?
Okay, what I saw was when the cop and Michael were like wrestling through the window. It looked as if Michael was pushing off and the cop was trying to pull him in. Then the cop shot a fire through the window. Michael breaks away and he starts running away from the officer. The officer gets out of.
Yo, I don't even know. It seemed like my feed is buffering. Like, yeah, I can see now. I'm glad you commented too, because I'm like, damn, they buffing the fuck out of my shit right now. They don't like me talking about the motherfucking FOP. No doubt, man. I'm out.